In desperate need of a win here. We'll see if they can challenge, but it's time for match start, brought to you by Samsung OLED as we dive into this pistol.
All right, fourth year of bind for 100 Thieves. Let's see how it's doing on yet another patch as Cryo with the chamber has to contest against KRU's aggression early and is forced back.
Quick teleport out from him, just 10 seconds into the round. A little bit of damage done. Onto Dante, down to 45 HP. And KRU done a good job of controlling forward space here on A with showers and this deep smoke.
They like to play grouped a lot on their attack sides, playing 4-1s or 5-0s, and for 100 Thieves as well. I mean, just looking to exec here back towards A.
But I mean, KRU are grouped even on the defense here. They shifted 4 players onto B. It's really just less holding on to showers. The question will be if 100 Thieves can actually get this showers kill, which they do not succeed in.
Les is just so good as that extremity player. Always gets his, and now 100 Thieves have to root him out. Timatino can't do it. Les still a problem sitting in showers as the TPs come through for rotation.
And now 100 Thieves might need to consider, do they flip the map? Do they fight for
That's
backside? Do they try to pivot to B? They could go all the way around the world as Bang collects 2 kills out from those showers players. 100 Thieves plant the spike. And now, KRU are sort of all over the map. Silence tries to stay alive, diving back into the smoke. It's a defense smoke thrown down to try and give him some kind of protective cover, which he utilizes nicely to grab a kill, slip on down. And now it's 100 Thieves that are a little bit split up as Vora will fall. Bang with 3 kills already into the round, but we're already sticking onto the defuse. Sadok down to half. Asuna through the smoke, though, will take 2 in the round.
That ended up being such a strange round in the end. 100 Thieves just going for this execute, and I thought that Les's kill and those TPs coming through was going to be the end of it. 5-on-4, you're pinching from spawn, and 100 Thieves knew the reaction had to be a push, but Bang getting those 2 kills, and the third one at the end, absolutely pivotal to make that one happen. He stepped up in their last series, even though it didn't fully go their way, and doing it again here.
Good too from Asuna stepping out, having that little ledge to work on outside of the brimstone smoke to actually be able to spot the planter and get those 2 kills. KRU are enjoying the knife gameplay back in spawn, waiting to see when someone will show their face.
Yeah, in case it was a rush, you'd be able to have that instant rotation. I think KRU as a team are one of the biggest tests of your team fighting fundamentals, especially when you're playing attack into them. They love going for aggressive re-clears. The desk is highlighting this a lot. They like contacting into you, playing really heavy strong sides and looking to brawl. So you have to be on point at being fast with your reactions, and luckily for Cryo, he's got the help of a TP to get out of there once he discovers the stack on B.
Les has been pretty willing to step into that forward space out on the pistol round and now here as well, but macro not going to be so important when Timatino can just simply do that. Quick jump on over. 100 Thieves going to make quick work out of KRU here. Just 1 bandit kill from MW for this round is wraps.
Bit interesting to see 100 Thieves going back to that same comp. Obviously, this was highly successful for them in kickoff, but those big waylay nerfs came in, and a lot of teams just completely wrote the agent off. I do think with the way 100 Thieves plays her, though, it's not necessarily, but at least around their bind, right? I think a lot of what they like to do, especially on their defensive side, is going for trap plays where Timo's just jiggling an angle, pops that hinder, and then he's dashing in and following up on his hinder instead of letting someone else follow up, like as if there was a Yoru in the comp. That's because they've always played the solo duelist here, so I'm not super surprised that they do go into this one and commit to it.
Yeah, the job of the waylay becomes a little bit more difficult post those nerfs, especially to make those super aggressive offensive plays with the hinder.
Yeah. You have to preempt things a little more.
Still set up some trap ideas. Now actually Bang to find the opener in this round. Timatino nearly took out MW. As this brawl goes 100 Thieves' way, that's a kill through the box. And all of a sudden 100 Thieves with no investment on the round find themselves up a man.
Yeah, weird start by KRU. A little caught off guard there for the player's back sight with the hookah presence of their opponent. Now this is tough. Silence trying to get up ahead of the orb.
Yeah, KRU just steps out straight into 3 players. Was playing on the opposite side from Sadok, so no chance to work together on that one. This is quite the start for 100 Thieves if they can close this one out cleanly. Bang needs to be a little bit careful, not get his head ripped off with the jump peek. The double face, though, gives Sadok a chance. He knows Vora's backed into the corner, drops the molly, but I'm not sure that's going to catch him. Cryo will swing regardless, though, and see 100 Thieves lead this map 3-0.
Yeah, really nice stuff from 100 Thieves. That was just a straight up execute early onto this site. But I want to see how they got this pick. You see Les playing in that pretty risky, committed position on top of the box. Ends up looking towards long. And normally you're expecting someone to be holding the angle for him in hookah. But I think he started as the hookah player, and then as his teammates were getting swung on long, that distracted him to turn that way, and he gets picked. So a little slip in the crossfires for KRU, and 100 Thieves take full advantage to win a bonus.
Could try to start running away with this one now as well, as KRU have no money to really spare here. Just Sadak playing with that Bucky right behind his smoke.
The best maps for KRU have been the ones where they can get very active on defense and constantly pressure on extremities.
And that's kind of a staple of how they play their Lotus. Their best map is always running through A side or B or C side rather. Take that space.
To contrast this map to Lotus or Haven, I do think it's a bit more difficult to find an open avenue to go for the push. It's very condensed, not very close angles, even if you're going for this kind of aggression. So you have to be a lot more all in to go for those plays. You have to give up more space to commit to it. Makes this defensive macro a bit more of a challenge for them here.
Oh, not sure if the dog actually spotted Sadak here. But Bang will see him regardless. No issues so far for 100 Thieves. Dante really backed into the corner, surrounded and burned into death by the molly. 100 Thieves with a very clean exec onto this A side on the anti-eco.
With any iteration, I'm never going to doubt that 100 Thieves has well put together executes. That was one of the keys of them playing this map in kickoff. I think it was great executes on attack and really good trap plays and protocols around the waylay.
It's always the set plays, whether attack or defense, the stuff they draw up in the Valo plant and get to execute on. Always very well drilled is this 100 Thieves squad.
And a 4-0 start has got to feel excellent for them. Cryo especially. I'm loving to see him back on the chamber here. We saw their Haven, which we'll get to see a little later in this pool, where he was playing that Cypher, and I much prefer getting to watch him on these agents where he has more agency, right? When he's playing that Veto, when he's playing that Chamber, and you can put him in these positions where he's allowed to just make plays, get aggressive, and still have a way out if things ever go wrong.
And when he's so self-sufficient as well, when you can do it all on your own. That's the best part. We'll see, though, what KRU can try to piece together now with another bye, trailing 4-0. This is certainly not the way I think anyone was really expecting this map to get off to as a start.
Yeah, normally they're the team doing this. They have one of the highest eco round win rates in Americas this stage.
And their defense side in particular has been standout.
Yeah. So now another chance. Dante with the operator. Haunt actually tagging onto 2 players outside Shower, though. That'll tip the hat enough to pull a rotation.
Yeah, and KRU, because their operator is posted on B, are very happy to send 3 to stack towards this A side. Also playing behind the Vise utility gives them tons of stall. Well, that stall hasn't really mattered the last couple of rounds with Timotino just jumping over the waylay or the Vise wall. In
a world of neons, Vice is an excellent counter. But as soon as you're picking a Raze, picking a waylay, those characters that can get over the wall, get over the thorns, she becomes a bit worse in that stall potential.
I like the setup from 100 Thieves, though, sending Duelist and Initiator over to B to really sell some pressure on this side.
KRU's just not biting, though. They're comfortable keeping 3 stacked towards A. That's because of that Neon posted on the long line.
It does pull out 1 smoke over towards B, so that just leaves now Sadak with 1 remaining.
You really want to deny plants of your KRU. If they get it down, it's a Viper's Pit. It's a brutal post plant.
See what KRU can do here. Thorns ready to be activated on the spike as Timotino jumps into backside, sees these players now, open up the sky as 100 Thieves with full control down into short. They've been stalled out, been battered at by some good utility from KRU, but still no pressure of planting the spike. With these smokes down, the spam is deadly and so is Les. 100 Thieves now 15 seconds left. If they teleport back, it's going to be into the ops. They must stick it through onto this A site. As the fights go down, so does the spike. Now it's MW. Down low as a Nightfall rips apart these short players, trying to scout out through the pit as Les will collect on another kill. The pit falls, and now out into the open, Asno will fall as well. Cryo lines them up, though, for 3 onto the round. A Red Bull clutch, and 100 Thieves for 5 in a row.
Comes absolutely out of nowhere for Cryo. He had practically no factor in that round for the majority of it. If I was going to critique something for 100 Thieves, it would be how slow he played in Showers. Wasn't able to get active as his teammates were getting spammed while they planted, but he wins that fight. against Dante on the teleport and gets put in an amazing position to clutch.
Let's
Got
go,
to see
let's
more
go, let's
and
go.
more of Cryo in the clutch as he's been playing the chamber, the veto. And he has been excellent this year.
Such a weird round for KRU.
You want to play? Let's
They lose
play.
that now again, forced down onto a bad buy. Couple of rifles trying to get active up a short, but again, Bang has just been playing a phenomenal map so far. 8-2 on the Viper. We'll shut down that push and now allow 100 Thieves to collect themselves on B.
Les here with that hero rifle.
Oh my god, MW got tagged up through the wall, looks like.
I'm not even sure if Cryo saw him.
Well, Les is waiting for it. Les has been pretty excellent when holding the extremities on his own, but as 3-4 players fall into the space, he can only get the one. And now up in hookah. I believe MW was spotted out. Now a good ultimate to push him back into the side. Timotino sees if he can profit off of that investment. The slide comes in, and there he is. Excellent work again from 100 Thieves. This is a revitalized 100 Thieves early on in the half and bind.
100 Thieves are doing a great job at identifying the space that they need to take in their post plants. I think back to that bonus rounds where they're getting pinched and they make the call to go spawn, win that fight. Here again, I mean, it started silly, but this was a risky round with that TP coming through, with MW holding that space, and again, they identify where they need to push. They play it really well together. And they win yet another one of these post plants. That's a 5-0 start, and our undefeated team, the first to call a timeout.
Yeah, and this is a strange position to be in from KRU because it feels like they've just been getting taken apart. And a lot of that is every round has been a swing round, right? It's been full investment into a full say or, you know, a few, you know, pistols, shotguns here and there. But I feel like they've only actually played 2 real rifle rounds so far that they've been beaten.
Yeah, it has only been that couple, but I think if I was going to see an adaptation from them, I'd like to see them get a little bit more active on these extremities. I think when KRU thrives is when they can push through on defense and have very fast rotations with great information. I don't think the key to most of their maps is being a good retake team. And I think 100 Thieves has been forcing them into a lot of retakes by just 4-1ing with a weak side chamber. And I don't feel like Cryo is being pushed away quite enough when he's playing that weak side of an execute to create a bigger threat here.
So do you want to see KRU like running through on the flanks? 'Cause I feel like we've seen like Les been posted up forward in showers, back to like the pistol round, or even like Dante with the op had the B long line, but they haven't actually challenged the flank yet.
Yeah, I think threatening flank is good, but even more than that, it's just pushing up enough to make Cryo have to run back. If that's a full flank, if that's just holding, either way, I think you have to dissuade this guy.
Well, this is one way of controlling the extremity. Not an aggressive look, but the pit will just shut down business on B long.
And that's a boon they'll have at least for this round. You do see a aggressive Vice positioned in showers as well, so 2 very strong extremities this round from KRU.
We saw Sadak with the iPad out there. He does have the Brim ulti ready to go at a moment's notice. And with the positioning of MW, there could be a seize thrown through the teleport that could be absolutely deadly when combined with that Brim ult.
Sadak's fanned down to basically 1 HP here.
Yeah, now he has to play super passively, right? You don't want to risk giving that up and also giving up your second line of smokes there.
So here's the next level of the test. Bang walking back in towards short. He'll hear that Vise wall, but I think he'll call for his teammates to contact up with him.
Hard to say how 100 Thieves move from here with the chance to teleport if needed. Dante stuck into the corner, throws out the stun as a counter, but no one gets punished off that trap play. Brimstone ult for nothing except to stall out on time. We're down to 30 seconds.
And there's a lurk in hookah as well. They can pivot through the TP if they want.
But there's still going to be the problem of Les down B long. This is not a simple round. 400 Thieves. They're going to commit into the teleport now, though, with no control over long.
The question is, how do you deal with Les? Do you fight spawn and isolate him, or do you go into him? It's tough either way.
We're down to 10 seconds remaining.
10 seconds left.
And Les in long. He must stay alive for KRU to have a good shot at getting back into the site, but the fight into elbow is going to decide everything. MW strikes first, and now the Steel Garden. 100 Thieves out in front of it, and they win the fight before the ult comes in. All of a sudden down to a 2-on-2, but it's 100 Thieves without position on the site. And it's just Sadak defusing the spike. It's planted right in the middle of tube. And KRU are going to take that round when all is said and done.
Yeah, that's just how strong it is to hold on to that extra space. It was a very difficult choice for 100 Thieves to make. Either you're committing into a Viper's Pit, which is not a favorable fight, you're staying on the site and getting pinched, or you commit to a fight like this, and, well, they actually traded out quite well, all things considered. They had to concede the actual site space, and KRU just sticks the defuse.
But it has to be planted there because the Viper was down on long, right? You can't risk planting in the open, and that ends up being the difference, just less surviving. That
round it was the Viper's Pit. I'm looking to see KRU find more solutions to hold on to those extremities, to create those problems.
Nothing too active so far. Actually, KRU's duelist is still buying another weapon in spawn.
8 rounds in, Cryo will pick up the attack-sided operator. This will slow the game down some for 100 Thieves.
At least it's not their waylay opping. They still have the option to get into sight without going for a gun swap.
And it'll let him be a bigger threat late round against retakes when he's holding the extremity.
I feel like KRU have thrown in a lot of these like very passive defense side rounds in a lot of their maps they play. Not as a consistent thing, but as something they do in maybe 2-3 rounds and a half, and it really makes things uncomfortable for an attacking team. Ooh, MW down to 10 there as the orb
good
falls.
Damage. So 100 Thieves walk back. They'll look heavier on the B side of the map, but leaving themselves an option to late TP into their Viper.
These guys love running it down to the wire. 100 Thieves on 30 seconds again.
30 seconds left.
2 players facing down into long. Means Les gets another first kill. I want to start tracking that. Les has had quite a few of those already this game. As now 100 Thieves come back into A, but KRU have not rotated off this site. They're still holding for it and bringing in more and more reinforcements. Very limited time on the clock as Sodak enters into the fight. And another one up from heaven. Les secures his. Bora out in the open. No chance for him in this one. That's back-to-back for KRU.
If you watch KRU's VODs, you're rewarded for waiting, for seeing what play they're going to make. They're so proactive on defense. But these slower rounds, like you're calling out, are so brutal to play with them. You're waiting for them to make a move, and when you finally try to actually go for an execute, you're just swinging into 2 guys playing a high-low on kind of an off angle there. And this is where the KRU individualism just gets put on display. Hold things down beautifully. And now finally have something going on Bind.
Some golf claps from Argentina as KRU start getting things going their way 2 rounds in a row. And as a matter of fact, Mimi, that is an operator on our Vice. Silence choosing to pick that up over on the A side.
Yeah, interesting to see that one. He's looking to just challenge onto Cryo. Shut him down from walking into showers. It's not often that 100 Thieves will actually put resources into getting Cryo on his extremity. He almost always slow plays it and walks in very late. Makes me think that ought to be effective.
Fight through from Dante, but Timotino was waiting for it on the other side. And the stun of the dog allows Vor to play off of that one. So KRU did try to get more proactive, just off the sound of the dog coming in, but it's punished massively.
They're holding for this.
Yeah, Les will often try to take a forward line when his team falls, but that would have been almost certain death.
So 4-on-3 now, but 100 Thieves don't have a lot of space, despite the man advantage.
Mimi, I have a bad feeling about Cryo stepping into showers right now. The op has been holding here for quite some time, and oh no! Cryo doesn't fully swing out there and delivers a death blow onto Silence. Now only chance back in the round would have been Sodak, but he falls as well. This round just kind of fizzled out from KRU.
Yeah, yikes. They had a real chance if he had gotten that shot in showers. Well, Cryo lives, and this is just going to be a save for Les. Yeah,
Cryo says, thank you very much. I'll be taking that operator straight into the next round.
Returning his property back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen any aggression from KRU, and their first real attempt here on Bind does not go their way towards long there.
And that wasn't even like 100 Thieves having a lot of players there. That was a straight up 2 versus 2.
That they just traded better through. You saw that 100 Thieves have been playing these slower rounds, waiting for that kind of play, and, well, finally it happens, and of course they're waiting, they're ready for it.
I almost think, though, that KRU shouldn't necessarily be dissuaded from doing that. Like, even there, you see it's a 2v2, it's like, wait a second, 100 Thieves aren't, like, heavy stacking here, so there's going to be opportunities.
Yeah, I don't think they lost because it was a bad play. I think they just didn't trade quite as well as 100 Thieves did there. Sometimes that's how it rolls. It is, of course, risky to go for these kind of plays. There you see the dog comes through just at the right time, and Timo hits a beautiful shot onto the sliding Neon.
One enemy remaining.
Jovial out from Timotino. And why not? 100 Thieves up 7-2 versus an undefeated crew.
Cryo again with that up. He recovered last round. Timotino was expecting something aggressive here. Holds the saturate.
Yeah, he's actually playing support for Cryo with the operator to get him posted on that hookah line.
Less up in another proactive angle. Looking to double up on those opening kills.
And it's coming at the same time the crew have this double team over on B long. But really, for 100 Thieves, this is just about getting the operator in hookah and then playing the rest of the round out behind that.
Crew have completed their goal as well, though, getting their Neon posted towards long.
Oh, both these players boosted up here, but Cryo would have to drop before he sees less on that line. Or it will be that Vise dropping first, the Viper rather. Things getting a little bit uncomfortable now as 100 Thieves are putting pressure down into long. That might entice less out into the open. He's tucked into the corner, and finally he shows his face for the worse.
Big opener from Cryo, and that lets Bang put some pressure back towards A. Keep the players on that site. This 100 Thieves call a bit of a freeze.
Yeah, Dante had started to move over towards A, but he gets called back. We're under 30 seconds again from 100 Thieves. It is time to go. C's baited out End the Thorns. That'll bring it down to about 15 seconds before 100 Thieves can pump the gas, so it's time. Teleports over into Showers. Still 2 players of crew holding for this one. There's a Molly as well. 100 Thieves have not baited out the util enough, but it might not matter. Bang finds the opener. Dante falls as well to the hands of Bang. And now just silence to stop the plant, but Bang holds him again. This round solo carried by Bang from beginning to middle to end.
Absolutely outrageous there from Bang. Another chance where Silence could have won the round, but I think he ends up not quite picking the right target there. The spike diffuse comes through, and what was a 4v5 that they very well could have won is just stolen by this. Second shot blind, and there's the skill protecting his teammate planting.
I'm not letting you die in planting, P. I got you, all right?
He absolutely won't. Great coverage from Bang, and disappointed faces in the coaching booth for crew.
Yeah, I mean, everything was going crew's way there with the clock and the util. And it got planted with just a couple tenths of a second. Now that Outlaw does get the ping through the wall, so Silence down to 40 HP, but after winning those 2 rounds, Mimi, crew are again forced onto the half-buy.
Again, they yet to pick any of these rounds up. Sidok very stuck in here, has to just back away with that pressure.
Different gun, maybe it's a different story. The Stinger not so deadly there. Nice little flash play from Silence off his own utility. Now forces 100 Thieves to try and get activated. Timotino to collect on 1. There's now a Nightfall thrown into the round as well. Crew think they can win this thing, but I'm not so sure. Silence, only 2 bullets left in the tank. He doesn't quite have enough to finish the job. And now as Asuna throws a smoke right on top of himself to stay alive, crew have a flank approaching. Less on the Phantom will not see anyone as 100 Thieves TP back to B.
You're going to be watching flank, though, now knowing that your players are coming from A. They post up for a first fight.
30 seconds left.
Silence doesn't give it yet.
We have seen some strange rounds so far in this game, and they only get stranger as now Viper's Pit is thrown down. On the backside as well. Plenty of space to navigate for less, and he won't even get more than an inch into that pit before Asuna shuts him out.
This has been a heartbreaking game for crew. I feel like there's been at least 3 rounds where it's coming down to 1 kill being the difference in a late round, and they're just not getting it. Credit to 100 Thieves. The late trading has been incredible. Players like Bang are stepping up, but this was really winnable. They put a lot of ults into it, and with both players on practically 1 HP, Silence thought he could make a play, ends up overplaying his hand a little, and getting caught out there. 100 Thieves weather yet another storm.
Only 1 more round left in the half to avoid 100 Thieves getting to 10. Crew need this one. They're sending down the ultimate. Don't think they got the combo. combo they did. There we go. Timotino falls down, trying to teleport back into the refract. So now 100 Thieves without their duelist need to navigate around.
A rare man advantage early for KRU. They'll re-clear towards showers.
Oh, KRU really trying to hurl in here. Bang, though, swings back into it. Look at that man. Absolutely unfazed in the face of 3. 100 Thieves speed up as well, but Bang will not be stopped. He has been elite so far today. Not looking to stop that anytime soon. Knowing Dante is over here in showers as well, 100 Thieves will regroup back onto short and take their time.
He is 17-4 right now. This is an unbelievable half from Bang.
On the attack side, as a Viper, of all things, Bang has been the force to be reckoned with.
A last shot for Dante and for Les. But 100 Thieves not giving anything in that time. Already ticking down.
Flash around the corner. Nice shot from Dante.
Last player standing.
But Bang is there again. I mean, who's going to stop this guy? Like, literally, show of hands, is anyone capable on KRU of shooting and killing Bang? I don't think so.
18 kills in 12 rounds from Bang.
He died 4 times, Mimi.
An absolute takeover from one man. And an incredible half here from 100 Thieves. It's a new meta. It's a new stage, but one thing is undeniable, 100 Thieves will be good on bind.
Timotino gassing up his teammate, and why not? Plenty more of that on the other side of this break.
We got this old mattress.
Waterbed.
And the receipt.
How about you beat it with a better deal on one of these fresh setups?
We can't do that.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Not much longer now, and I will also take to the skies.
Me too.
You? No, you will always be a worm.
Just wait and see.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, who would have thought, people? 10-2 to start off bind in favor of 100 Thieves, and it's all due to the fact that the man who was just on your screen, Bang, lighting up the server with that attack performance.
Yeah, brutal for him, and by the way, he's Viper on defense now. Something tells me it's not stopping anytime soon. You combine that fact with KRU playing this Neon comp into a team who has a Viper, has a Chamber, has a lot of good util to lock down these chokes.
The irony of Bang having this crazy performance on the Viper is you think back to 2024 100 Thieves when they won Stage 1, when they were the best bind team in the world. I truly believe that was because of Bang's defense on the Viper. He was so skilled, playing off angles, holding down space, really all on his own, especially over on the B side of the map. So, I'll just say it. I don't have a lot of faith in KRU, regardless of how good they are this year, to actually pull it back.
And there's a lot of talk about Bang, but Cryo as well. Look how far up he is in showers. Space is traded with Les walking up short and breaking the trip. They have a good stack here on B.
Yeah. Thieves have a pretty good idea of what's about to go down and looking for a fight themselves. Flash through. Not looking at the right things, but Timotino will secure 2 kills. And over on the A site, by the way, that's 2 more for 100 Thieves. Yeah, have they just done it? Like, I don't know how in the world Silence is supposed to get back into this round with just 50 seconds left and 100 Thieves owning the spike on B.
It seems pretty much impossible here. Such a good pistol round already for 100 Thieves. I like that they never feel happy when they're on defense, right? They're going to be posting a player forward A. Okay, we still want more info. We want to go for this re-clear. Take the fight. Don't let them make their play. It's very well done by 100 Thieves. That's 11-2 the lead now.
You know, we had the shocker upset last weekend, right, with C9 taking down MIBR.
Yeah.
But those games were close. You know, like
One
that
of
was
the best games of the stage so far.
incredible, right? Like really tough fought. This is just blowing my mind in how completely lopsided it is. 100 Thieves crushing through KRU.
Yeah, if you told me one of these teams was undefeated, I would think it was the other way around.
And to be fair, you know, KRU, they've only played 3 games in the season, but they've looked real good while doing it.
It's so strange, though, because they've only had to play 4 maps. This is their first bind to the stage, and, well, with a force buy, see if they can get something over 100 Thieves. That's a start.
Dante for 1, and now KRU actually have control of this B side. Look at that, all the way around the world. Timotino popping back after the teleport through. Decides to come back in. And KRU have real good positions in the post plant. So you got MW wrapping back into Hookah. 100 Thieves have no position on space because Sawduct is walking into a smoke where there's an outlaw waiting for him. See if that ends up mattering because still Hookah belongs to KRU. Now Asuna continues just stepping forward here for a kill himself. It's starting to get a little bit strange from KRU. Stepping forward one by one, 100 Thieves now have dialed it down. Just one player remaining, and Asuna wins the round regardless. I still don't understand how 100 Thieves have done it.
Yeah, that is a crazy round to bring back. They were 3v5 on a B retake. I have to know what Sadak was up to, man. It looked like he literally just walked into a smoke and died for no reason.
No one's looking the right direction on KRU.
That is a disaster of a round.
Nice! You're so good!
We're just elated about that one.
Poor eardrums on that one. Yeah, well, we've been talking up Bang. Asuna sitting at a calm 16-5 on the Brimstone.
Yeah.
The smoke squad of 100 Thieves is doing the carrying today.
Tag yourself. I'm Vora at 5-9. Just doing my job. I'm flashing for you guys.
11 assists.
I got you.
Along for the ride for now. So, KRU, full buy again. This time, Silence waiting for that quick TP out from Timotino. And KRU again have themselves a numbers advantage. But do they really have an advantage when Bang is still alive? I suppose so. Nice shot from Les on the Spectre. And now it's just Cryo on a 1-on-4.
All good. The classic, we're up 12-2.
Spike planted.
Get a little aggressive, get punished, and have to play it a little bit long. Just watch the bullets, don't walk into that.
Was that Morse code? Was it a warning shot? Again, Sawduct is walking into spawn. It's the same situation
Surely
as
it
last
won't
round.
they won't lose this round, though,
You
right?
can't lose the 1-on-4.
Last.
It's just, there's only 2 bullets in the Outlaw. It's not going to happen, people. So KRU keep us jailed here on Bind for another round.
Jailed.
We'll see.
They're given an opportunity for Bang to drop like 25.
Yeah, right. You telling me you think this is a real comeback?
No.
Okay. Jail. That's what this is.
Little giggle, all they can muster. As it's going to be a full eco for 100 Thieves.
Jail. We're here for another round, maybe. Okay. Well, give me a number. Give me a number when it becomes real.
Okay.
How many do KRU need?
9.
9?
Yeah. I think even then, 100 Thieves just saves up ults and they can end it. Like, surely you don't win the round when they have Pit, Brimstone ult, Waylay ult.
I will say, 100 Thieves don't have the craziest of ultimate abilities.
Do you think they win the round when they have Pit, Brimstone ult, Waylay ult?
Look, I don't know. I can't see that far into the future,
Okay.
Mimi. My vision's
What's your
clouded.
number?
My number, 12.
Spike planted.
12?
12. Once we're in overtime, then I'll be like,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
maybe.
I would say 13. Maybe there's a chance.
Well, no, they'd need 14,
Well,
actually.
no, I know,
for the
but then
win.
they're at an advantage. They're match point.
Right.
It's a point.
Well, we've seen KRU with advantaged rounds,
I
and
said
it
a
hasn't
chance, not what it was
always
done.
meant they'll win. And another one. Yep. Yeah. If you love watching rounds that mean nothing, stick around for a little bit, because Bang and Timatino are waiting this one out for the teleport into an eventual death to Spike.
What do you mean? This means everything to KRU. They're keeping all 5 guns to make the comeback possible. They're farming ultimates.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to up. The 5 guns don't even matter. They're definitely upgrading the Bulldog next round. Like,
well, they don't need to now.
Whoa.
And they've gotten another ult for MW's, which secures him the Nightfall for next round.
Okay.
It's pretty big news.
Right now.
It's pretty big news. Anyways, Cryo has op and Asuna has a Brim ult. Already looking a little grim.
We'll see how KRU come up with a plan to push away this chamber operator.
What do you see as the key for KRU coming back into this game?
Killing Bang first every round, maybe? Okay. I'm not sure if seeing 2 outlaws is my tech to get around win. Not convinced of this read from KRU. I'm sure they have extra guns waiting for them, because those are the guys holding the extremities right now.
Les has 31K in his back pocket. He could have.
31,000 in the back pocket? I think you might be overselling that one.
It's in his 401K. You can't pull it out, though.
Right, yeah.
He only has 31 liquid.
Tap into that in the long run. Okay, well, you know what? Why am I doubting even? That's just the outlaw kill.
It is a good buy into the chamber.
And they did have the guns waiting behind them, so
yeah, very nice.
A great start for KRU, and this A site looking exceptionally weak now from 100 Thieves. Deep smokes ready to come in as well. It usually means the quick dive into a fight over back site, using the Nightfall to set up Dante to push on through. Keep your eyes on Showers, though, where Timatino and Vora have now entered into the fight. Backside fight goes towards Asuna. And now it's KRU actually pushed back with no real space into the round.
Open up the sky.
That's an ultimate out just to give full information. Clear way. U-Haul, hold on a second. Sadak got the kill. The Molly down onto the Spike as well. Does have full coverage over the Spike. 100 Thieves need kills, and they need them quickly. Not an infinite amount of time to play with, and the skies opened as well. Brings this down to Sadak. Slowed down and hindered. Oh no, they're just full sticking it. Timatino will kill him. It doesn't matter, down numbers. 100 Thieves have done it, upsetting KRU here on Bind.
A really great showing here. It took a couple rounds to close it out in the end.
To a lot of these very late round executes from 100 Thieves, where the team fighting and the trading was there for 100 Thieves, and it just wasn't on KRU.
I think this map does lend itself more to being aggressive in the mid-round, pushing through on flanks, and really getting active the way KRU likes to. You see already, playing a 4-1 on this pistol round, ready to aggress towards A, as 100 Thieves on the other side will just trade that space for C.
Yeah, Les doesn't even have his body over on C. It's just a high camera on back sight, and really trying to pressure on the flank. We'll see if they go all the way through and actually break that tripwire on the other side. Most of KRU is heading into Garage for now, but trying to figure out what they want to do here. It's Cryo. Gets caught out by MW. That's a tough start to the round. 100 Thieves are going to need to fight forward with Timatino into back sight.
Les not blind, though, on this extremity. His job is just to police, keep them in, and let that flank work, and it's already working.
Yeah, 100 Thieves looking all over the place, trying to figure out where these fights are coming in. A shock dart kill is really all Vora can find from backside. That'll be 2 for Sadak and a pistol round, the first for KRU on the series.
And that's much more classic KRU. A very clear strong side, weak side, where Les is on his island. He plays it to perfection to push players away and lets his teammates come in for that pinch and just rip into this defensive hold on the site. That was a really nice shot from Silence as well. He had some noticeable rough moments on map 1. He's been good on this Phoenix, so hoping to see him find his form here.
No force-ups from 100 Thieves on this round. And KRU go back to a little bit more of a standardized setup, I suppose you could say. Dante with the Outlaw actually over towards C to take the forward line and deny this orb if possible.
I'm out of here.
both teams having a Phoenix means that that orb is going to be a constant mini game. As Asana.
Oh, wow.
Well,
What a unique
That's
little
crazy.
play. So he times the peek out of the smoke as the tap is coming down on the orb. I have never seen someone try to do that before.
It's cool, though, because you're expecting the players on site to either spam or be like not expecting anyone to follow up while they're getting orb. But
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened there. Very cool little eco idea. Unfortunately for 100 Thieves, that's equalized with Sadak stepping down into mid. MW, though, is alone down here on long. A 1-for-1 trade is not good enough for him. That'll be a Bulldog now in 100 Thieves' hands.
There's a weird interaction in spawn, though. Two players looking to fight here. Asana, does he know about Sadak?
Oh no, he's not even continuing forward. So now 100 Thieves think their flank is covered, and it absolutely is not. That is a ridiculous timing Sadak just caught. And especially with 100 Thieves not even planting the spike yet, just opens up an easy kill for Sadak. Over into the corner, too. That'll be 3 for him. Unfortunately, teleports straight into Austin, who's now brought into a one-on-one, but doesn't quite have the gas in the tank to fight that one out. Crew will take the round.
That came down to a matter of seconds, though, with that timing in spawn. If Sadak doesn't get by, that becomes a really difficult retake for Crew to end up winning. Despite it all, though, great damage onto your full eco round with only classics, and making sure that that only weapon gets saved through is a good scenario for 100 Thieves, all things considered.
So now 100 Thieves with a buy for themselves, and Crew
look
might
at this
actually get
buy.
real aggro down into mid. Keep your eyes on this. The flash ready inside of Garage. Dante's walked all the way down for now. Little off angle, bang, the master playing those off angles. Get a little bit of fire down onto Crew and push them back, but now the drone required to flush out Sadak. That's when the flash comes online, but 100 Thieves taking 0 chances. Rip the Phoenix ult and just decimate Crew down mid.
We didn't actually get a ton of rounds from Crew on map 1 where they went for those type of aggressive plays, but here on Haven, on their Lotus as well, which we won't see this series, that's the bread and butter of their defense, going for mid-round re-clears or trap plays like that where you're full committing to a fight. And you see that Humphreys was literally just waiting for it. They make enough noise to queue it in, and then have all of the players in position to refight and shut it down flawlessly.
So round 3, Phoenix ult. All ready for Timotino. We'll check and see how many he can get. Can he go for the rare 4? Crew back to some A lobby control 4 now. Remember last round, a couple ago, they were a little bit less invested on that side, but now really trying to control A lobby.
Yeah, despite having this A lobby control, they don't have their Phoenix here, so there's not a ton of orb maxing happening for Silence early on.
Yeah, valuing the Phoenix flash over in the close corridors on Garage.
And to be fair, it's so strong in that position, and having a molly to help stall for your Cypher is great as well.
Yeah, I think having the Phoenix play around Cypher utility is very effective, especially on this map. Are we going for the slide? Okay, Dante, a little crazy on that one, getting right in front of the enemy drone.
There's a nice paranoia to set it up, though, meant no one could swing to trade.
And now 100 Thieves realize they don't really have any control on the map. Know that Crew were somewhat overloaded on the A side, so it's time to challenge Garage. Careful though, because Silence will always be a problem to flash in, but good hold from 100 Thieves having player outside of Garage. Bang turns it around for a kill. Now the exec to follow up on the C side. Les sliding around back here to stay alive and be a constant problem for Crew, and a problem he is. 4 in the round. Destruction out from the Sentinel.
He just looked like a turret back sight in that round, practically not moving at all from his position. Turns and shuts down 4. Crew could not play the style that they do if they didn't have a guy like Les on the Sentinel role. They're so often heavy indexing into 4-1s, into pushing other parts of the map, so their Sentinel is really frequently alone against 5, and I can't think of too many players that are better than Les at being in those positions and consistently getting multi-kills.
Yeah. I would say kind of Bang on the other side would be my shout out,
True.
but we saw a lot of that back on Bind. Now it is Les taking over, and it's Crew stepping all the way down C to start the round. They've traded control over long for any space they might have had in mid or Garage.
Timotino already up on this tripwire. As soon as he breaks that, actually, going to create a lot of pressure for KRU to have to deal with.
Yeah, just an easy teleport into the site, into a plant, and now the Cypher's face off will be Cryo taking that one-on-one, and 100 Thieves pivoting heavy over onto the A side while the spike is still on that B site. A little bit odd trying to pinch back into Connector. That comes with KRU getting back into the site. MW and Sonic light up the kill feed, and now 100 Thieves realize they're a little bit off sides. They need to fight their own way back in, but Dante is ripping them asunder. Dante's still a problem as Asuna down to 10 HP, has to fall away and play time. He's brought it to one-on-one. Dante holds, but he needs to get on the spike. He has to stick this. He can't actually play for the one-on-one. There's not going to be time, and Asuna is clutch for the 3K and the round.
That's incredible. Did 100 Thieves come up with the Red Bull clutch there? I thought that they had a misread of the situation. You saw them full committing to that fight towards A link, only leaving that Neon, who actually had to wall back into the site to even get to this position he ended up in. And all of that's happening, KRU had complete site control.
So good.
Thankfully for them, Asuna is incredible. He keeps that round in control.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that 100 Thieves' love language is words of affirmation.
Yes.
Like, they're hyping each other up so much these last two maps. Positive atmosphere over in the 100 Thieves camp for now.
Yeah, underrated part of good communication is having that positivity for your teammates.
That'll be the first kill for Timotino, and now MW caught out with nothing much to do.
Les has already walked his way up on the flank.
Yeah, but a tripwire will stop him for the time being. And unfortunately for him, he's probably going to fall down in mid as well. KRU try to get back into the site. Good work from Silence so far. That's 3 for him in the round. Cryo is not really in range either, so now FURIA needs to stay alive. It's another one-on-one. Last time, Dante couldn't actually get on the spike, and this time he goes for the fight as well, back to back. Dante will fall in the clutch. We're tied up at 3.
Timing was so rough for Dante at the end there. Just turns at the wrong second. Cryo takes it away. That was a bit of a miscue early on. You saw Sonic trying to sidestep away, get a re-smoke up, but they'd walked up way further than he expected, and losing that early means that this comp that has so much speed, so much pace, just accelerate in, trade out well, and now get some momentum going. 400 Thieves, that's a reset on KRU's economy.
Not much for KRU to play with now.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from 100 Thieves early. They've done a good job of baiting out the aggression and the trap plays in quite a few of these rounds. Now they've shown you just a super fast look where they're pressuring in towards A. They're already starting to set some of these themes early in their attack side calling to make KRU's job a bit more difficult when they choose to commit to that aggression that they love.
Yeah, I wonder if KRU can crack the code of how to fight for this mid space. 100 Thieves have been very effective in that area so far. It comes with good patience and good protocols as well when they scale. You see 3 people coming onto the screen at the same time. Not overcommitting either. Just layering this utility, try and capitalize and nearly come up with a kill on less.
And they're going to fake this now. Leave pressure with the Neon, now back away back towards A. But there's still Sada lurking here with the Bucky.
But of course, there will be the run it back for Timotino, second on the map, so he's sent back. KRU do have 3 players stacking over here, make that 4 as another kill comes in. 100 Thieves ran into some problems last map, working down into the clock, but it was them in the clutch that was always there. This time it is Dante, already 3 kills onto this eco round. Finally shut down, but it comes with so much time burned away at 20 seconds left on the clock, and 100 Thieves are going to try and make a mad dash here out of the A side all the way back to C.
But with the Neon, they have time to pivot their way through.
100 Thieves want to keep this momentum rolling. They will get there with time to plant the spike. MW only has 2 HP and a stinger, and he's going down long.
Les is low as well.
Holding for it now. They're so low. One-on-ones on both sides of the map. MW comes up with the fight down long. Now Timotino into 1-on-2 to take the lead for the first time this map. Fully revealed up. They know exactly where it is. Will it matter? Timotino chucks out the curveball and is shot down by Les. KRU back on top.
Yeah, so well played at the end there by Les. Once his utility proxy is just biding time, letting MW scale the long way through. And coming up with this round.
A thrifty, no less.
Yeah.
All because this ultimate out of Dante.
I mean, he was so good here. I love the timing on that slide. Vora runs out of ammo, stuck in that corner. And even MW tucking, reading that that push is going to come through from one of the players on 100 Thieves. Thrifties have been good for them this season. They couldn't come up with any in map 1 of this series. So that's something to keep their lead and also to fully reset 100 Thieves' own money.
Yeah, 100 Thieves choose to really not invest too much. Curious how they come up with solutions in a round like this after just getting thriftied by the other side. You've only got pistols, so trying to slow work things for now. Maybe rely more on getting an embed and playing around lurkers, opening up some duels.
Talk of lurkers, look at Les on the other side. He's already walked his way fully through C-Long.
Yeah, 100 Thieves do not have much space to work with, that's for sure.
They're getting suffocated on the map already.
So they're going to want to challenge up into front B. Uh-oh, shoulder spotted, and that's a quick kill. 100 Thieves down a man. How do they do it? Let's listen in.
Guys, stack guys, what is this first?
You can plant. You fight A-Link or just get bumped down. We got
bumped down.
It's gonna be Phoenix. One more. Two more. One on site and one A-Link. I got smoke from B.
Player standing.
One bit. Oh boy.
Not bad, we got bomb. It's good.
Empty, bro.
Might think and stuff.
Not sure how much we learned on that one, but they just got destroyed.
They can laugh off a round where they get dominated. I suppose that's what we learned from it.
At least they're gonna have money in the next one. That'll be all right. But now trailing by 2. A little bit more to expectation. And deep line from Dante.
I do really like that Les went for that super aggro walk this round. He's been playing a bit more passive than normal at the start of this half, right? Playing backseat, not going for a lot of these walks, but throws that in here, gets a little extra information.
I do think because 100 Thieves have been so focused on mid at the start, they have really been relaxed around, you know, how they contain KRU from doing those walk-ups.
Yeah. They had early rounds where they were taking, like, kind of playing a C default to get Phoenix Orb, but
yeah,
since then, not much. Just Cryo having to contain against an AWP and a player walking up A.
And because they have the drone, that's only one tool to re-clear, so this time opening it up a bit quicker into Garage. The jump up from Timotino. Oh, he's still going for it. Sees the barrel too, but Silence catches him at exactly the right time. Now 100 Thieves feeling the pressure. Flanks coming in from KRU. Ultimates invested as well. Coming up with absolutely nothing so far as Sadak crushes them on the flank. Pinches down at 100 Thieves. Now down in a 3-on-5. Still need to deal with this Omen somehow. But he has been a problem for a long time. Finally, Austin will take care of him. But where do 100 Thieves go from here?
Yeah, in order to deal with him, they give up the entire map practically. Asuna is just running around. They have info with that Cypher ult, and Bang will try and make the play.
That is wild. Just going for the teleport. Hoping he can stick the plant. It's a fake, actually.
Trying to give a timing for Cryo.
Exactly. But there is still less on the C site. Limited HP to work with. But his solo anchoring has been excellent. This time, not so much. Austin will secure that one, bringing things even for the post plant.
No smokes, but 2 walls still for this retake. It's going to force 100 Thieves to try and play up.
I don't know what that ultimate was about. Austin already with 3 kills onto the round. 100 Thieves making good work out of this one, back within 1.
Yeah, Dante phases up with the off, but the trades are already too good from 100 Thieves. Such good decision-making there to navigate a round where you're down, where you have no map control, and where you have this really tough task. Asuna was pretty much a man to do it all, getting that pick, and then creating single-handedly the pressure towards A that allowed them to lurk into the C site before even later in the rounds, getting the kills back site to trade out with Bang. That was not a round they should have been able to win, but Asuna makes the plays and gets them into it.
Coming out of that change of pace, we'll see if 100 Thieves maintain that, as this time that quick fight will be coming down A long. Already a stun thrown out by Asuna, really forcing these players back.
But again, when you pressure heavy A, look where your extremity goes. Les has walked straight into it.
Thing is, KRU don't have that patrol in mid, so not fully comfortable just yet until Dante repositions with the operator. That'll finally give them some amount of comfort.
No ults this round, so just a re-clear. Crew
Yeah,
hunting for
But
information.
100 Thieves have been anticipating this. They've been holding the entire time. Asuna, just a millisecond. That's a kill on Timatino. Or rather, on Silence on the other side.
So they back away, work back towards their Cypher, which is lurked up garage, and that means less. It's his time to shine.
There is a drone from Vora. Will he use it?
He is so committed.
This is dangerous. 100 Thieves want to keep it quiet, and it's punished. No drone, no dice for 100 Thieves. Les is just holding down the trigger as well. A monster in this position. Diving around the smokes. Sure, Cryo's got a lurk, but there's nothing else for 100 Thieves to play with in this round. Finally, that walk down pays off big time for Les.
Wow, Les did that in the previous round, but they did not see where he ended up. And after they've been conditioned of him playing this passive deep line and Crew instead committing for active re-clears with their strong side, no one's expecting him to be in this corner. And he's so good at following up off of it. The extremity man strikes again. He is always such a menace when he's alone there.
Wow, so 100 Thieves are going to call a timeout here with only 2 more rounds left in the map. Maybe coming down to talking about, you know, how they move into these later rounds, these slow rounds. They don't have control on the extremities.
I think the late rounds could have been the issue map 1. They ended up dominating 10-2. But there was a lot of moments where clock ticked way down and they were hitting into sites with low information and Crew were just whiffing shots or not quite in position to punish, and Bang was hitting every kill.
I think it was more like Bang was just 1v5 every single late round.
And here, when 100 Thieves are going for some of those kind of similar plays that were working for them earlier in this series, they are actually getting punished. So this is about a bit more intent to how you're playing those late rounds, how to navigate those situations, or maybe just avoiding them entirely, picking up the pace, going for those plays a little earlier on.
Yeah, it seemed like they had picked up the pace in terms of like they were actually showing presence at round start, but then going back into those mid-round freezes where it seems like maybe a good macro read with 100 or with Crew stepping back into the re-clear, but it wasn't paying off for the kills.
And if I'm Crew, I'm considering a return to aggression here. We were very aggressive early, have shown a lot more passive looks beside our walk down, obviously, from Les. I think it wouldn't be a bad time to start to look back for mid-round re-clears with your Phoenix.
Yeah, maybe not this round where 100 Thieves just have the Sheriffs. There is a Neon spotted skipping and jumping her way down into a short. The Prowler will send her all the way back. Nice shot, Timmy. Good Lord. He's sent back. And now in a tough position. Flame Wall goes up to try and carve a retreat. But at the same time, 100 Thieves have been moving onto the C side. Just Les now trying to stick around the utility, but now he is taken out. 100 Thieves up 2 players on the bad buy. MW jumps straight into the site. And now it's Sadak in a one-on-one. Knows Timatino was behind, and it's perfect sense out from Sadak for the 3K in the clutch.
Yeah, ends up with a 1v3 there and the Red Bull clutch. But wow, that was a 3-on-5 that they need that clutch to win.
Yeah.
Timatino walks up alone. This was 2 duelists, both solo faking. Asuna solo faking towards A, then the Phoenix solo fakes B after getting that pick to let the C hit come through.
Sorry, that kill on Voro was ridiculous in the box.
Nasty from Sadak.
Oh! My honest reaction, my team doesn't lose the anti-ego.
Yeah. Gotta be happy
Not
for
even
it.
close, people. This time, 100 Thieves don't go sprinting down a short. Go for the pop flash, and it's a good idea with Dante perched up on long. Some danger, though, as people are giving the fights now to Dante. It's just crazy, this pace from 100 Thieves already into the site. A very different look than anything we've seen so far this map. And it pays off for them so far. Up against the wall, Timatino takes his time. Les is going for the fight. That is nice. Oh no, Dante is dropping and dying out from heaven. How on earth is that happening? Now it's 100 Thieves in a 3-on-1. Silence stuck behind the dark cover. Wondering where his teammate went. It's all on him now. 100 Thieves won't let him breathe. Cryo takes the last kill for a 7-5 half.
Hell of a pace change from 100 Thieves there. Rip a practically instant A hit The Phoenix and Neon Util so good to chop these players up, but I have to see how this kill happened to Heaven. Okay, there's the opener.
You say kill, I would call it a death.
I
more
imagine he
so.
got shot midair. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Go.
We'll give it to him.
Yeah, it spammed down midair. And it's from 100 to 0.
Does look exceptionally silly though.
Yeah, the shins take the last
Yeah,
bit of
the
damage.
3 bullets to my body weren't enough to kill me, but my ankle's brutal. Well, we got a break. Come back soon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, it was a fun finish to the first half, but now it is time to lock back in here. 100 Thieves trailing by 2 against KRU.
Yeah, much better look from KRU in this one. I think that their defensive side, the way they want to play it, really lends itself to this map. But credit to 100 Thieves, I think they had good answers throughout. A timeout and a 12th round facet means that this is still a very competitive game. As we get to look at KRU on the side where they haven't been quite as successful.
See what they can do here on attack. Well, 100 Thieves, on their attack side, it was all about mid. Seems to be they want to do the same thing here with the Paranoia, Stun, and Molly combo. Doesn't come with anything just yet, but always fun to see the different set piece ideas out of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, a lot of tools, but no one actually able to swing off it. Cryo spots a player on the cross.
I'm sorry, Sadak
just
is on A.
Huh.
Uh-huh. Well, he's now behind Cryo. Cryo was wondering what on earth just happened, and so is Asuna. Where are the shots going? Nothing even touched Sadak. He's just jiggling around there left and right. Oh my word. 100 Thieves can't land a shot, and KRU are just tearing them to pieces.
I'm not going to lie, I saw Sadak on the minimap, and I thought he was a defender. I was like, well, that makes no sense that an attacking Owen would be there.
I'm not going to lie, I think KRU might have thought the same thing.
Yep.
This is certainly a way to start a game. KRU have just taken apart the A site.
Yeah, perfectly played, perfectly executed from 0 seconds on the clock. Just full walk towards A and see what happens.
It worked.
How did he catch this timing? We'll never know.
Pretty sure he just walked down through short while Cryo was playing more for long.
Yeah, I think Cryo was maybe just jiggling. I saw him doing that at the start of the round.
Yeah, I think he got left down on long, and then players left him. And you know what? I don't know.
We'll never know.
Let's not get into the sauce here, because either way, 100 Thieves are going to want to lock down that area of the map from stopping that from happening again.
We're sending 3 this time. You're not walking up here, buddy.
Yeah, everyone was so entranced with the 100 Thieves play down in mid. They're not even ready for the play down on A this round. Dante will secure 3 kills now with just that ghost in hand.
And now with a very clean anti-eco, sets KRU into a great course for this second half.
What do you think? So we've seen KRU play this map before. The attack side, you said you prefer them on defense over attack side. What is the expectation with how they like to play out their attacks?
I think that their attack side, when they played it last time, they call a lot of rounds where they're 4-1-ing and they have a really strong side and then just a solo less. And My thinking is that if you're a team who is re-clearing a lot on the opposite extremities, is like refighting and getting people posted towards C-long, refighting into mid, those kind of ideas, they can end up being pretty telegraphed with where they're scaling. But, of course, still, the problem is that their executes are so good, and they're so good at just scaling together that even if you know 4 players are coming here, it can still be kind of tough to shut down.
And you'll see even on their execs, they've got cool ideas, like they've got C's plus Phoenix Molly combos that they'll be throwing back default here on the A site, for example. It's actually pretty tough to actually play the sites as an anchor versus Crew's entry ideas.
Which is kind of why I like the idea of re-pushing extremities, going for those kind of mid-round re-clears, and then looking to fight into flanks and play retakes that way.
Yeah, don't actually contest them so much when they're coming into the site. Instead, choose to fight on your own terms.
Yeah, don't fight Dante while he's sliding into you. Doesn't sound fun to me.
Well, Crew back with a 4-1, this time all the way down C-long, but a good stun stops Cryo from capitalizing off his util. He's actually spammed down through the smoke, so now 100 Thieves try to worm their way back into the site. Bang somehow alive through all of this. Switching around on his guns with the reinforcements of Timotino. That round went in a very different direction than I was expecting.
It looked like Bang had plot armor backside there. I don't know how he gets away with both those kills. Switching to the classic and getting the jumping right click to end it as well. That's kind of exactly what I was talking about, right? Crew just loves slamming these hard 4-1 executes.
One enemy remaining.
But the backside players did great work here. Timo.
Nice! Come on!
Extremely hyped up to get that 3K.
That'll mean Phoenix ult already on line here for round number 16. It is an interesting one as well, with Timotino playing right around the wall here.
Crew start off with a default towards A lobby. 100 Thieves just playing back. Asuna holding in the smoke with the judge, maybe thinking of punishing if that orb gets tapped.
Wow, Cryo just gets that kill. Cypher 1v1 down C long. Not sure if Les just went for the swing there. But now that's going to lead to a re-clear with Timotino pulling the run it back here. Sadak really pressured down into the corner, and he swings out with just half a second left for Timotino. Hands him the kill. Crew suffering in this round, already down 2 players.
Going up.
They will take the C site, uncontested, but the retake is going to be really good here from 100 Thieves. They're already posting, expecting aggression in this post plant.
And there's no smokes even for Crew to try and shut down some of these angles out of garage even.
I mean, they want to kill before they plant so bad, but they just don't have a way in.
And I like the choice from Crew. They want to go back into a garage fight because they know without smokes they are just going to get torn to pieces if they go out in the open here. Taking their time. The spike is finally planted.
Look at the reflank.
Now Asa knows exactly where Dante is. Calls in the blind and takes a moment, but Asuna will get the kill. Silence realizes there's nobody actually giving him a fight. Makes things all the more uncomfortable as he's pushed back onto default. MW with a couple nice shots, but there's just too many players on the other side. That round belongs to 100 Thieves.
I really love that round from 100 Thieves. Them realizing early that the heavy side of Crew's play was towards A, and then just unlocking their extremity players to go for it, right? Cryo is swinging ahead of his utility there. If he dies, you know, it's easy to say, well, you're Cypher on an extremity, why you're just staying in fight? But Crew have such a tendency to play weak sides with just their Cypher that he's confident to take that duel against Les. Wins it, they keep control towards mid, and manage to lock up a real nice 5v3 on that retake.
So Crew have now both losses versus the rifles of 100 Thieves. Actually forcing up here a little bit. That's only a sheriff in Les's hands. Light armors across the board. As 100 Thieves aim to seize major control of A lobby. Already pushing Les back. He wanted to stick around, but not for long.
Molly good for that. They'll try to accelerate straight towards B.
Oh, but it's a fake teleport, sending it back instead of into the site.
But they can't really scale anywhere off that. They don't have long control. They don't have garage control.
I think they were hoping that someone would peek their head out of garage there and try to get a quick flank out in the mid.
And look at 100 Thieves. Players ready to re-clear. They know no one's embedded towards front B. So they're back to a comfortable 5-on-5. 100
Thieves have sacrificed the forward line on A, though. And now by actually floating back between the A and B site. 100 Thieves do not have an advanced warning system. There is a camera over on C, but KRU can't even click into it because he's worried about getting pushed up from Garage. There's no support for him on this side. He's in a lot of trouble, just him and Sadak now. There's a full abandonment of this C site.
100 Thieves will have a player already working on this flank. I think #1 priority is flushing Less out of mid.
Less hasn't been dealt with. Oh my God, what a shot! Catches Asuna jumping circles in mid.
And he's out?
Ridiculous. Now 100 Thieves have to give up dealing with the flank. It's time to work into the site, but a Nightfall is going to slow them down for now. Silence has crept up inside of the dark cover. Now some nice spam from 100 Thieves will swing things back their way. Another kill from Less. Deals with Garage. 3 people coming out of the smoke as the cover falls. Sadak from above will rain down problems. Abound for 100 Thieves. The round for KRU.
Yeah, new economic theorem. Who needs to, buy half armor to save money? Who needs to do any of this? Just give Less a sheriff every round.
Look at this shot. Good Lord.
It's just so gross from him.
He's not even waiting for it either. And you see, he's waiting first for the player to drop down to the right, then has to make the adjustment. Impressive stuff.
I think it's a second kill later in that round as well. Buenos excited about that one. And I honestly think 100 Thieves had the right approach. I cannot blame Asuna whatsoever for dying how he did, but unfortunately, that kill flips the round.
Yeah, usually you're just immortal as the Neon when you're jumping around and doing stuff like that, especially versus Sheriff, but not that time. Now, it is 100 Thieves without much of a buy, as again, Dante trying some tricks of his own. Check out the map, though, where 100 Thieves have moved 3 people now onto the flank, which is going to be their only real shot now that Asuna has fallen up in heaven.
Yeah, just got spammed through that wall, courtesy of Sadak. As Less doesn't know that someone's gotten by him towards long.
How much will it matter, though? It's a Sheriff for Bang. He's going to need to be patient. 1 kill for him. Make it 2. Okay, Bang. It's a 3-on-3 now, and it's going to be only Bang on this site. Trying to come up with something, but nothing to be had there. Dante finishing the round.
Nice cleanup from KRU. Credit to Bang for hitting the shots. He's been excellent for this entire series. But it's still as clean as could be, and I don't think they've deviated much from the way they played this map last time. It's a lot of 4-1s, it's a lot of executes, but the same things are working. Their executes are really good. Less is doing a good job at holding it down as the sole player. When you know they're playing like this, you're like, okay guys, we need to flush the Cypher. But every time they try, he's just getting 2 or 3 kills.
A constant nuisance for 100 Thieves as KRU speed things up into B this time. Walls in, and now the spike already trying to get down on the ground. 100 Thieves are getting right back into it as well. Their duelists are ripping KRU apart. Swift on the retake. Now Less trying to fire back. Some pressure down himself. The first attempt on the defuse, unsuccessful, but now that dart getting the ping. Less not long for this world. MW not long either. That was a quick one.
Yeah, that was a really clean retake out of 100 Thieves. They did a great job of knowing when it was their turn to use utility, right? Because KRU committed so much to that initial execute. 4 players, practically all their utility dumped at once. And instead of trying to play close and counter with his own util, Asuna just fully backs up, plays back with Timantino, waits for all of that to run out before they fight back in with this beautiful Molly stun combo. And the Hunter's Fury coming in. And at this point, KRU has no tools of their own. They're basically reliant on holding the site, getting the plant down against a one-sided onslaught.
Shadows traveling.
Quick fight over into A lobby. Neon's flying forward at one another. Asuna takes the first. Nearly had a second through the smoke as well. Now our attention shifts to our Cyphers. How aggressive does KRU want to be? He bested his opponent in the duel last time, but this time realizes there's 3 people coming at him quickly. Has the cages to try and lodge himself into backside. Now the support staff arrives. Bang and KRU on the way for 100 Thieves, and That spike's still out in the open.
Last player standing.
FURIA take things slowly, but the slow play isn't working for them. Les now bruised and out of this fight as 100 Thieves still cling close.
Great play from Cryo there. It took 30 seconds to clear him from that site. Sees two players off his initial jiggle and then just backs away. This is how it started though. Kind of just a flip of the round on that A lobby fight.
One enemy with
As 100 Thieves, after getting that kill, they know it's going to be an acceleration on the other side and are really quick with that rotation as Cryo buys them time.
So, timeout now called from KRU. This is their first of the map. They're the ones still in the driver's seat, 11 and 9 at present. But I'm looking at things, they've got plenty of ultimates coming into this next round, Mimi, but they don't exactly have the money maybe to go for a half buy or something along these lines, but really, how do they just piece together now 2-round wins to force us on to split?
I don't think it's going to come down to this round. I think that if I'm looking at this bigger picture, where they've been struggling is at the rounds where they're either losing their extremity player or 100 Thieves is just fully understanding how their play is happening, right? Because they're always playing this 4-1, because if they see that Neon early, it's such a tell that 100 Thieves is willing to over-rotate in most of these rounds. I would like to see them slow it down a little bit, right? You can still show something early, but I want to see them playing that more into a flank and letting players work up space into mid, try and get people embedded in space like Garage, that 100 Thieves is really readily giving up to go fight the strong side.
Okay. See if KRU can tap into that. This round, of course, just a hero rifle for Sadak and Silence.
I do think this round, when you have an eco, you do just send it somewhere and see what happens.
Yeah, these early fights have been going a little bit more towards 100 Thieves the last couple of rounds. This time 100 Thieves walking down into mid. An interesting setup with Cryo having cages over on the A side, even though his trips are over on C. We're going to listen to KRU, how they're going to come up with a plan this round.
Rato, tá? Vou clear no rato.
Mandei, eu vou pra areia, guys.
Eu vou fazer essa parede aqui pra me curar, tá?
Não vi muito rato não, viu?
Me deu TP costas.
Deixa eu jogar. Ah, você tem um?
Dois costas, dois costas.
Não vai começar daí.
Vamos,
Não
come esse coração, não?
Long, você tá caralho, entendeu? Deixa eu
Dentro do bomb já. Default da Neon.
Tá, tô com você, Léo. Rata esquerda, rata esquerda. Toma aí, vai.
Tá defusando, guys.
Mate. Boa. Nice, guys.
Boa, guys. Vamos fazer um round de camute agora, Sade.
Ó, bang sinistro. Então toma esse Cypher do Costa de Class.
That's just a full eco round won by KRU, only a couple small investments put into it. But 100 Thieves giving up complete control of the site there. End up getting taken down by what is just a really chaotic team fight. Credit to KRU by also making the right reaction later there when they realize that flank is coming through, making the call to fight through spawn together, pinch that player up in heaven.
And that's what they needed on the bad buy. Now up onto map point.
Oh, this is a nice one.
There's a couple of ultimates into the last round, but Silence has held on to the run it back. A great tool at trying to move into the Cypher site, eat up some of the utility, although it's unique tripwires this time, backed into the corner. See if they can avoid Silence on the way in. Not sure if KRU even want to accelerate here now that so much time has been wasted and 100 Thieves started to rotate.
Yeah, 100 Thieves didn't have to use practically anything to get Asuna posted forward A here.
That position allows the 2-stack on B, the 2-stack on C. But Asuna knows he doesn't want to stick around too long in case of the inevitable re-clear.
He'll fall back, just play the jiggle instead, see how many comes to re-clear him.
Yeah, using the flash to make that one happen is 100 Thieves. It will be heard by Asuna.
He's gonna re-walk.
Oh, what
both
a timing.
in mid and short.
He hears all these footsteps going in, so already 100 Thieves are moving 3 players onto the C site. And Timotino with a chance to punish on the flank. There will be a trip in front of him. So really it comes down to the anchors. 3 players on 100 Thieves. To stay alive on this map, already the duelist dealt with. That is a massacre right down the fast lane. This round is over. Perfect read from 100 Thieves after Timotino got all the info of those players moving C.
100 Thieves played so active this round. After hearing the pressure C, they push a player into A. After hearing the rotate away, courtesy of Asuna, Timotino makes that excellent push down mid. And this is where I think KRU is getting punished. They're not leaving embeds in space. They're not controlling it once they leave. Instead, they're almost always backing away, bar less. And as soon as you're past him, the rest of the map is basically yours to take.
And now Crew find themselves in a situation where they're not going to have any of those big impact ults in these last rounds of regulation. So no cheap way to enter into a site. We'll have to get a little more creative.
And obviously the focus around was Timatino, but let's talk about these anchors. This is still essentially a 2-on-4 lockdown from Cryo and Bang. A great decision to, after that flash pops, then immediately surge forward and fight up into those off angles.
There's still more Haven to be played, though, from 100 Thieves. They've been given a chance now to stay alive. 2 more rounds to force overtime. 100 Thieves have mixed up their setups as well. Now the full Cypher utility is on A, even though Asuna shows early. This will be less expected from Crew as they approach in.
And this time it's a full commitment from Crew. Less here with the gang.
Cryo is choosing to stick around on site, though. Cage is up early on in this one. Now the Cypher has been revealed by a Prowler. Crew decide they don't want to commit in. They've eaten up Asuna's ultimate. There's going to be no time left on that.
The difference is that 100 Thieves have not stepped into space elsewhere on the map. They have a ton of question marks, so they have to re-clear.
Exactly. Timatino gets in front of this play already. Crew have been waiting for it. Bless is holding. Shots fired both directions, but now the game is up, right?
But
both
they only
teams.
saw the Cypher.
That's true.
Crew might want to still freeze and look to re-hit here, expecting them to rotate away, thinking that's just a lurk. But they're still here.
How long can you wait? Timatino, no flashes left, so he's just walking out into the open, baiting for Cryo in the corner. Good movement is 1 kill. Traded evenly. Now Crew continue into this site, but Timatino waiting around the other side brings this down within 1 player. Crew get low on the clock, but should be able to plant this spike with numbers advantage in the post plant.
Both players coming from spawn. They have a lot of tools, and it's a guy that's been excellent all day. Can Bang keep this game alive?
Bang blinded up and out for the count. It's all on for it now. 1 kill goes his way. But there won't be anything left behind it. Les takes the round and the map for Crew. We're headed to split.
That was a tight game of slow util. They can really deal with her going for those aggressive early plays that Crew likes.
It's interesting because the first 2 maps of this series, both teams were playing very similar comps. There were some differences in agents, but the main ideas were the same. This is our first time seeing wildly different reads for the 2 teams and how these different styles are going to end up matching.
It's a new map, but it's similar for Crew. All 5 players fighting together early.
Oh, nice shot from Vora. Catches MW after his teammates had already come into the site. As a matter of fact, Dante has found himself all the way forward in screens, a shorty in hand. Chooses to fall back for now as Sadak can't get the last bit of damage on Asuna. Betrayed a bit by the frenzy. And that'll make things oh so difficult for Crew with only 2 players left alive. Both of them in isolated positions, no less. But there's a gap in the smoke, somehow giving Les an angle into the fight. Silence gets 1 down there as well. So now Les in a 1-on-2. Worried about a player up high. Half stick already for Asuna. Now Les down low. Gets a 3rd on the round. Who is this guy? But the full stick is there regardless. 100 Thieves will take the round, with both teams coming away with 1 survivor.
Yeah, incredible that even looked somewhat possible at the end there for Crew. But it was a great reply from 100 Thieves. Of seeing that 5 hit, they just condensed back, made sure they held on to Heaven Drive. I mean, did we have to show that again?
I think we did, actually, legally.
It was an inflex point of the round, right? If Sadak lives there, gets Heaven control.
Well, Asuna would die for 1. It wouldn't full stick the defuse.
Call that the butterfly effect.
Usually the butterfly effect, it's a little bit less obvious, but this one, it's very obvious.
The moth effect.
Yeah. Well, does mean that 100 Thieves have 4 Spectres into this round. I've never seen quite so many Spectres purchased in professional Valorant. But Bang's happy to find those 3 kills, and hey, this time Sadak's Frenzy will give him a bit better luck than the last time around. The Bandit not too bad either for MW.
Yeah, a bit of damage done this round already. Sadak is going to be a menace, walking around in Heaven with the Judge. But you see how passive 100 Thieves are setting up now.
I'm going to say he's a menace if anyone is playing, close angles, but 100 Thieves have really spread out now to deny that possibility, and now get notice of where that spike is going to drop onto the ground. play this one out accordingly.
You don't want to make noise there, generally.
You don't say, well, maybe he wants to bait them into it.
Oh, wow.
No. I think he wishes he had anyone left to try and help him out. That'll be a 4K for Bang to get this third map started.
Nice eco frags for him. 2 rounds in a row where it looked like it was just going to be a sure 100 Thieves victory, and then gets a little silly in the middle. So a bit of damage done, but no harm, no foul for 100 Thieves as start to get to look at how Crew wants to play on this attack side. Generally, they go for a lot of executes, they go for a lot of early aggression. Those rounds you're talking about where they're just like fighting up mid or up A ramp with the Neon and the Fade combined. But that Sage is a pretty hard counter to that, right? One slow orb, and instantly you're at least canceled out for a bit on that type of play.
Well, this time that slow orb is headed into B lobby, but Sonic TP'd up in front of it. Didn't really care about that utility at all. Now we'll have to try and teleport away, and he will escape just narrowly.
2 health, though.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of damage done. And they keep a player posted in B main. Crew wants to re-clear it.
Yeah, keeping this fight over on B while Les activates a lurk on the A side. Maybe thinking there could be a gap on
He's
that
so
side.
aggro on that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Vora spotted him out. I'm not sure what's going on the A side, but it will just be a 1-for-1. 100 Thieves did call in the reinforcement, so almost certainly Vora did see Les going for that.
And on a bonus run, a 1-for-1 where you get a gun, you kill the lurk feels pretty good. Now you can read into that this basically has to be a B finish.
Yeah, and there's another slow orb that now goes down to make all of this utility from Crew mean absolutely nothing. No paint shells to play with, though, so that stall is now running out. Dante a little bit too hard to track there with just the pistol in hand, but Timotino going to give a good run of things now until he gets shot down through the box.
This is winnable for Cryo. 1-on-2.
30 seconds left.
Both players incredibly low on health.
Planted.
And a molly to play with.
No idea. Well, now he knows exactly where both of them are. As soon as Sadok shows in main. Cryo waiting to see when they'll give him a fight. The silent drop, but Sadok spots it. And now the swing on the other side. Good tandem play from the 2 vets of Crew to take this round.
Yeah, nice walk up there from MW to shut things down and keep things secure. When you're looking at this Crew team, it is really interesting to kind of think about where these players have been. You know, none of them coming into their first year here, but you look at Dante last year, who did play with Crew, but didn't really go their way. Silence, who was on that ill-fated 2G roster. MW, who's been on some of the teams who've had the lowest performances in Americas as well, to now come together with that star duo from South America and find something truly successful.
Something tells me we might be seeing this utility get traded out in B main pretty frequently between these 2 squads.
You don't say.
Early Sage wall, actually. Asuna going to pick up an orb after denying that space, but it comes at the cost of any mid-control for 100 Thieves for now.
And it also means it's going to drop at about 50 seconds, so that's not permanent information. But for now, it lets them walk back and try to re-clear space, at least in B heaven.
100 Thieves heard that Neon running up into mid, I believe. Now hear that wall being broken over in B main, so really it's all just trying to get Crew to pull some attention back to B main, open up a male player to be a little bit more isolated if there was to be a fight to come in.
Les feels like he has to be a lot more passive on this lurk now towards A.
They're going back into it, though.
But they don't leave a player mid. If that gets re-cleared, that's already a good tell.
And Timotino is on the best line you can ask for in that spot. Actually, though, without his player sticking around in heaven, now he doesn't hold the forward line. He's worried about someone coming up through vents because of the mid attention.
The supportive flashes will tell him there's people here, though. He'll make his chance.
Paint shells down, but Dante is too quick on it. Timotino didn't even pull the gun out. Luckily, Cryo is there's a second line of defense. That's not going to be too much help to Vora, who drops in an instant. Bang's still here now, pinged out by the Nightfall. He gets traded quickly. So Crew with good play off one another. Advance into the site. Now Cryo can't hear anything, but it doesn't matter. He is lethal with 3 already into the round. And Les is so low as well. Quiet from him. Waiting for that overstep. He knows he needs it, and he gets it. 1 bullet, 1 kill. That's what Les must have in this moment. He won't find it. Asuna will steady the course for 100 Thieves.
Great retake there from 100 Thieves, and they keep it cool against an opponent who's been so good. Little eco-res to get Cryo back online.
Yeah, see how little money is in the pockets of 100 Thieves. That gun being saved over is a big deal.
Yeah, heads up play from them. But taking a look at this round, Crew, I feel like they spent a lot of time to not actually leave many embeds. They ended with this super late push where 100 Thieves, it was a pretty simple matter of just pushing back through mid and then having really quick rotations actually to deal with this problem and trade it out here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'd like to see them try and get Les a little bit more active. He had that round, I think, round 2 or 3, where he just kind of sent it on A, but I think he plays really well when he's in positions where he can fight. This one, though, just a full team fight looking like it early.
I'm not sure if they're going to get it. No, Sadak teleports onto the right side of the wall, I suppose. Quickly in front of that one, as Asuna backs away. Just 1 rifle for MW. As Crew slow things down, take control out of ramps, and wait for this fight to come their way. Jump spot. Peers at a couple players, as Crew quickly sees control over heaven. No one looking at Cryo, though. Those 2 kills instantly take the wind out of the sails of Crew.
He takes such a good timing there. Now 4-on-3, 100 Thieves just have them locked down.
Yeah, Bang has that flank fully contained. Vora, though, crouching down, gets picked off. That opens up a big gap in mid. At the same time, Bang drops on the flank. So now Crew almost have too many options. They could go just about anywhere, and 2 predicts it but Cryo. Tells Asuna to get in front of the fight, but Asuna's not ready for it. That was even a little quicker than it would have been expected, because Sadak wasn't one of those players in vents. Sees that timing, and it's actually Sadak with the mind read, a 50 round for Crew.
Okay, Sadak, 4K there to get the win, and they were completely encircled.
Yeah, the start of the round 2 is so ridiculous because he teleports on the other side of a sage wall. No one's there with him, but Timotina doesn't hear it.
Yeah, you saw Xenon was trying to slide ahead to get on top of the wall as it went up, but ends up just taking a one-on-one. They're in a bad position in heaven, but they just take 2 different brawls, win them both, and take away a 3-on-5 victory. On top of that, 100 Thieves' money is boom.
Yeah, and again, it's these thrifty rounds. Like, Crew won multiple thrifties back on Haven.
In what was a 13-10, that was the difference.
But Crew are very crisp, very clinical when it comes to their own anti-ecos. Even doing all the little things, pick up the orb on the way into the site, taking their time, making sure that MW gets the plant down. Sadak's already got the ult. He doesn't need the extra orbs.
They're a very thorough team.
Oh, except when they look the wrong direction.
Yeah.
These things happen sometimes. Sadak is a very thorough player, though, you have to say.
Which is why he...
Except when he swings in front of the paranoia. Actually think
Any more accolades to give to Crew this round?
No.
They're really good in 3v1s. They always close these out.
Stop it. Stop it. We can't be saying these types of things.
See?
So it's just I'm the fool.
Yeah.
You, everything you say is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose so.
We're all tied up now. 3 apiece.
And now looking ahead to this round, money up. This is going to be a big one for Ultimates. 3 apiece on each side. Crew thus far, they've actually shown us quite a few slower rounds, but I feel like even when they're doing so, it's normally still that kind of same 4-1 style, take an extremity, and then work back the other way.
Yes, but Mimi, I spy with my little eye a Vise operator again. Silence has been loving to pick up the op on the Vise. Attack or defense. This time he's trying to look mid, but there's a Viper's pit. Yeah. So he's going to have to rethink his decisions.
It made a little more sense to me when he was playing against Cryo on the Chamber, who wanted to swing into him with the op. Here, I think he's a bit more hard-pressed to actually find impact.
And now 100 Thieves have lockdown mid with Viper's pit. Their Sage Wall is A, stopping the lurk.
Yeah.
And Crew have an op in B main. That's it. So I'm not really sure where Crew think they're going to go from here, other than waiting for that Sage Wall to eventually time out, which it's been mostly broken regardless.
I don't think Silence is going to get an opposite. They're trying to just shove into this pit.
Wow, scouting it out with the Omen, sliding quickly behind it is Dante. No kill found just yet, but that almost certainly will deny the pit. Now Vora, I'm not sure if he was spotted there. Dante seems very suspicious of the angle, and for good reason. KRU rip apart mid, and Cryo drops as well. So now with only 2 players remaining, Timotino tries to lock it down. The showstopper could be everything. How many does it find? Nada. Zilch for the duelist. And now Timotino being pinched upon with that operator out of main. He skids away.
Last player standing.
But battered and bruised, he will eventually fall this round. Just collapsing from the 100 Thieves camp.
Spike planted.
Even Asna has to deal with this ridiculous angle. No chance for him. That round's all KRU's.
Another round now where looking at the map, you think that KRU, or rather that 100 Thieves is in such a winning position with the way they're set up, with the information that they have. But KRU just rips it away. The util combo they used to re-clear onto the pit was so well done.
Yeah.
We can see it again here. It basically kind of ended up being like a checkmate onto him, right? Because it's the Omen ult which pushes you back. There's a molly in the factor too. As a Neon is sliding and stunning on you behind the Prowler, you either stay and die or back away. And despite the fact that they don't actually get a kill off it, it lets them work deeper, secure that map control, and get the kills that they got in vents.
Yeah, and you know, I've seen Sonic do that same play scouting into the Viper's pit with the Omen before. It seems very effective, especially when you have a Neon that can capitalize behind it so quickly. You teleport in there, put down a ping in the direction of the player, see if the Neon spam can get you anything. Yeah,
it turns what is normally like at least a 60-40 for that Viper in the pit into one in your favor. There's still a risk, right, that your Neon gets spammed, that he just shoots the Prowler and dies, but with all of those tools together, it is really tough to play against.
Yeah, well, when the Prowler's in front of the Neon and tanking bullets for you too, that can give you an even extra bit of edge to take that one-on-one. But 100 Thieves have called themselves a timeout here.
Yeah, it is interesting because, again, what I'm saying, I think that they're getting themselves into really good positions in these rounds. And it seems like in a lot of them, KRU is just kind of Houdiniing out of it and finding the sole player who is securing them into the tough position and fighting through into it. So I am really curious as to what they're talking about in this timeout, especially like in this round where they're just going into a pretty low buy.
One thing I want to see from 100 Thieves is them maybe pairing up and working together a little better. When these execs have come in from KRU, it's been pretty isolating to 100 Thieves. You know, scampering back, one guy goes up into mail, the other goes into vents.
I wouldn't also hate to see when they are in these advantaged positions, instead of just holding and waiting, just committing together to a fight and pressing the advantage.
Well, this round, they're actually holding hands over on B. You can only see Timotino on the minimap, but he's got a friend right underneath him in the form of Bang.
They have become one on the B site.
They have melded. Will it be enough? Will KRU even go that direction? Not yet.
We've seen that variant of the Poison Orb thrown a lot more recently. I think it's great for scaling into vents, which it's very rare to actually see an anchor play.
It's also very good for Neon to pop out of on the left side into mail. Utility exchanged. Sending Cryo back. He had the shotgun, so he's going to want to post back up there on top of the pot. Jumps up, but Sonic was waiting for it. Gets a lot of damage down, 5 HP on the in-game leader.
Yeah, maybe getting betrayed by the Bucky a little bit there.
30 seconds left.
And, well, KRU...
25 seconds?
Yeah, I think they're going to commit into B here, where the meld has actually turned into 3 players of 100 Thieves. Bang out of the equation, though, means that, well, meld's not going to pay off much for 100 Thieves. Silence with that op shot takes a flawless round for KRU.
And the thing is, I wasn't worried at all seeing them hit into a 3-stack with 20 seconds left.
Why should you be? It's just like on Bind when it worked every time.
Yep. Never a problem for KRU. They're up 5-3 now. And we get into the real meat of what was discussed in 100 Thieves timeout. One of the changes is an operator getting purchased here for Timotino. Normally Cryo wielding that weapon, but with Timo on the raise, it'll be him picking it up instead.
What do you make of that decision? Where do you want to see him go?
Yeah, I would like to see him just press up in towards mid, which is where he's playing here. But KRU, this round, they're just going to go straight towards the extremity. 4 players in A main.
Quick reposition from Timotino, though, after not seeing anything in mid. He comes back to a deeper angle in A heaven.
For a team that does play a lot of weak side, I think that having that op just late round posted on an angle is big for information.
Whew. Don't forget there's an attack op. This time it belongs to Les. And there may be a 1v1 on the cards. Timotino reveals his purchase, and that's going to signal the go button for KRU. Dante down low already. Vor just needs one bullet, but it won't be there. Dante is just simply too quick with it. Now recovers the spike as well. He's the only guy on the site for KRU. Getting it all done for his team. This time Silence picks up the operator, nearly gets the second. But it's even here, 2-on-2 in the post. Cryo 4-3. Settles the score. But Sadak has a ridiculous timing. He's waiting for it as well. Wants to get as far out as he can, but there's not a lot of time. Bang is just sticking the defuse. Bang is holding it through this one. The spam is not there. Another full stick for 100 Thieves. Repeat of the pistol round. They'll take it away.
Such a big chance there. But unfortunately, the dart covered the spam, none of it connecting. And again, 100 Thieves navigating out of one of these scary late rounds. It's quite a few that were going the other way. But the operator was definitely the difference maker in this round, getting that opening duel onto Les as he tried to repost onto ramp. Held onto that heaven control for late round, which made any attempt at this retake so much more doable. But with the players lost, they won't have the money to retain that op and buy it again this round.
100 Thieves go back to this two-player setup in mid, the Raze and the Viper. An effective combo on this map. KRU have also thrown that same orb as well if they want to cross over into vents. Quick slide sends Timotino packing.
So KRU walk back towards heaven. 3 players from 100 Thieves here ready to fight.
Careful now, that paranoia is gonna rip you apart. 100 Thieves now scattered into the wind with Asana zooming up the ropes. No kill for him, but Bang turns around for one of his own. And KRU decide they don't want anything to do with those players up in B. Heaven, some spam on the other side though, settles it at 4.
I mean, that is a scary play to make. MW is alone mid with the spike, just sprang. Unfortunately for his efforts, it's immediately nullified by the res.
Yeah, MW actually goes back into mid to throw the Prowler to pretend there's a little bit more punch behind it. Pumping the orb up as well, but
30 seconds
Vora
left.
flush with the wall here. And the support inbound. Timotino satchels in, and it's Vora with 2 kills. That distraction sets up for the anchor to get a couple of kills. Now Timotino with that judge in hand. Needs to get in here somehow. He gets a kill. How on earth has he done that? Less into the open now. As the double swing comes in, it'll be Bang to wrap up this round and even things at 5.
That was a really great hold in mid from 100 Thieves early in that round. Could have been risky. The paranoia from their opponent connects first, but everyone was in a position. That's how he got it? Okay. I mean, normally you'd look at this team and you think Asana's going to be the guy doing silly stuff on ropes, but it's him instead. I mean, the same round we're hitting that with an op 2K.
You're not gonna like what I'm about to say. I thought it was a 2v2 the whole time.
Well, you certainly don't love to hear that one, but when you win the round, who cares? It's all good.
Yeah.
KRU gonna call themselves a timeout after suffering 2 defeats in a row. Only 2 more rounds to play here in the first half.
Yeah, the refights have been good from 100 Thieves in these last couple. They have really both come down to the wire. It was that full stick on round 9 in the 1v1 against Sadak, and another retake late here. It hasn't been an issue of actually getting onto the sites and getting early success for KRU. But I think in earlier rounds when they were going for plays like that last round where they're getting aggro into mid, they were getting away with picks. Here, I think 100 Thieves have adapted to do a much better job of absorbing that aggression and then refighting in instead.
Yeah, I think they've just had at least 2 bodies in the areas they need to. Even there, Timotino is like wildly trying to satchel into the site because if he doesn't take that timing, Vora would have been all out on his own. Leads to 2 kills there as our teams gear up for a pretty decisive round now. Operator back for Timotino. This time starting the round over towards A.
Yeah, I really like them buying this op into a comp that has no flashes. The Prowler is great, but if you have an op, you can just sit there as it runs at you and still have time to shoot.
There are some other problems, though, like Dante's stun, especially if Timotino wants to go out here too actively. Well, Timotino pinged away at and running away. It's pretty good signal that that's an op in hand. Otherwise, he would have just shot the haunt.
I like the off angle here.
Yeah, takes the high line this time. Catches Sadak out and almost gets another. That confidence is big as Vora gets a straggler.
On the other side, Bang has stepped up into B main. There was a Sage wall in mid, and they have the op still rolling.
I mean, Crew just have no control on the map at all, right? You say it, the step into B main. Yeah, there's also a Sage wall down in mid, and the operator is carving on A.
It's so true.
Well.
Well, that's one way to get back in. Unfortunately, slow orb means you can't quite accelerate in before all center repositions.
See if Silence can cook anything up here. He's already crossed into pillar. Okay, Silence, 3 on the round. Doing it all his own. But now the spike has been caught back in main.
30 seconds left.
Timotino not giving him a fight.
I have the spike.
And neither is Cryo. They know time is working against Silence.
Timo has the rocket.
Does he want to pull the trigger on that? He'd love to hold on to that for the last round of the half, but he might have to go for it regardless just to guarantee the round, which he will. 3 kills for Timotino, and 100 Thieves take the lead.
Yeah, that rocket late round is such a checkmate, excuse me. You're either dying to it as you try and stick the plant, or you're planting, and then he's just swinging you. Either way, it makes the decision so tough, because his teammate will be swinging exactly the same time he's jumping around the corner with it.
Yeah, Timotino with that rocket wins the round, but really the work he did with the op in A heaven.
It was such incredible stuff from him early on. This op has been highly impactful since it got picked up midway through this game.
Last round now here of the half, and Timotino tries the op over on B for the first time.
Yeah, this was a pretty rough go at things in the middle of this half, but 100 Thieves looking to pull ahead. It's Timo.
Whoa,
okay.
okay, Dante is out, and so is Timotino. And Bang with the spam shots as well. Blow out the candle, I guess. This is back-to-back rounds now where Crew had no chance from the get-go.
Yeah, Dante is getting snuffed out early by this operator. 5 and 9 coming out of the half. The last time they played Split, he was an absolute menace on attack. Here, 100 Thieves have solutions. Still, though, maybe a chance for Crew. They scale up towards heaven, look to find a pick.
And eventually, Crew will have ultimates, but only if the post plant is afforded to them. And right now, this push and pull as Cryo advances into heaven for an easy pick. This round is just clockwork from 100 Thieves. And comes at a much-needed time. 100 Thieves pieced together, what's that, 3-4 rounds at the end of the half here.
Yeah, 4 in a row to close, I believe, assuming they win this one.
After faltering on Haven, 100 Thieves are going to be setting themselves up for a good go at things in the second half here. This team that's sitting 1 and 2 in the standings, not a shoe into playoffs. It's dangerous for them, especially with their matchup against FURIA next week.
Yeah, if they could win this match, close it out in the second half, it would be such a weird position for the rest of this group. Remember, they are in a race with 2 other teams right in the middle here.
Technically, while Crew winning this series would guarantee themselves first place, technically 100 Thieves could still get first place. That would require Crew losing this map, losing to EG next week. It's a ridiculous timeline to happen, but a win here is going to change the narrative for 100 Thieves heading into the final week.
It's a nice shot. Dante just, I don't even think that's the player he was trying to shoot.
He was trying to shoot anyone, really.
Hey, found something to connect it to. Really impactful into that half from Timotino, but still more to play. It's 100 Thieves attack after this.
100 Thieves lead 7-5 after the first half. Now look to close things out here on Split.
Ended up being kind of a rough attack side for Dante to end things. Once that op got online, he was shut down by 100 Thieves post their timeout. But I think where he has shined is on the defense of this map. His fast rotations on the Neon mean he's practically always in the right place to join a fight. And even later on, we might get to see him with the operator online. I'm looking at him as really one of the big win conditions for KRU to manage to close this game out and recover.
See if the Dante factor can come into play here. As KRU set up for their defense side. The Thieves actually might have ideas to run a little bit of a fake. They've got their duelist initiator combo over on the B side. Spike hanging out on A, working both sides for the time being.
And just a full contact up ramp for 100 Thieves.
What are they cooking? That dog just went through on B. I don't know if KRU have spotted this walk at all.
How deep are they going?
Oh my god, how are 100 Thieves catching this insane timing? They're all the way through heaven. Silence is gonna see them. And now KRU ready to respond. The spike is in screens, our sky is in base. Where are 100 Thieves going? If MW gets this kill, the round is just over, guys.
There's a Sage wall. They just dropped the spike in the Thunderdome.
We boxed our spike in with a wall back in screens. What on earth is this round?
Pure pandemonium. Les has a fight against Vora. Vora ready for it, and now it's a 1-on-2 for MW.
Somehow Vora and Timotino can still win this round. I'm gonna need maybe our best and brightest minds to break this down, because 100 Thieves just won that round with a spike plant in A screens.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so to start, it's just a crazy timing, right? They put pressure on B, players rotate off, but then the wall, I mean, it was a great reaction from KRU, I think, to fight into screens.
I'm sorry, Mimi, I don't think you did it. I don't think you broke it down for me.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm broken.
Yeah, I'm broken too. I'd be broken if I was KRU and you just got handed the spike.
I tried to start thinking about that round, and it was just like...
No. The more you think, the less it makes sense.
The hamster running in the wheel in my head. Working his damnedest.
Oh my word. 100 Thieves. Go back to basics here on the anti-eco. Okay.
See, this is refreshing. A simple, honest round.
And then the classics get brought out, and you have that collective sucking in air moment.
Yep.
No, it's all good.
Unnecessary.
So what?
So we're already on round 15, guys.
Right, yeah.
Nothing weird has happened this half.
Just like that. 6 in a row now for 100 Thieves.
You are in our way.
Time to see what KRU have gotten up to here. That was a big gap that got created on the first round of this half, and, well, 100 Thieves, they're looking to just go back towards A 5 strong. With this Raze and the Omen, they're completely willing to just disrespect the buys.
Quick up into A ramps. This time people in heaven.
Ooh, look at the wall boost for the Omen, trying to pick the site anchor.
Okay, yeah, getting that high line. Hasn't found anything yet, but there he goes for it. 100 Thieves getting creative on this one. Still not a lot of room to play with, but he's done a lot of damage. Silence so low now.
They know 2 players are in sight, and they still have a lurker in mid.
Yeah, 2 different angles for Bang to work with. The closer side angle and the deeper one back towards screen, but 100 Thieves are cutting it off, leaving this side of the map.
And those side anchors already get out. This is a very early rotation from KRU.
KRU going up into A heaven, though, aren't able to react so fast onto the B site. See what Sada can do in terms of stall. Jump peeking into a Paranoia, as well as some Thorns on the ground. Should be able to buy some time for his teammates to come on in. First layer of stall has been spent. Now 3 players waiting to respond as fights go down into mid. You also have 100 Thieves entering into the site where 3 players are holding for them. Les has already carved apart this exec. Now Cryo left alone up in heaven. Silence waiting for him. No issues there for KRU.
A little bit chaotic there, but I like some of the ideas we were seeing from 100 Thieves. That wall boost was very cool and almost netted him 2 kills. Still, KRU within that came out with a very good read, right? They realized once they heard that cut noise that it was going to be a double back into B. And thanks to the cross-map thorns that they had just enough stall utility to get the team in position and to mop it up. So the streak finally broken. 6 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves. Now 1 back from Crew.
So 100 Thieves change the playbook for now. Move over into some B main control with a quick teleport out from Bang.
They just wanted to get him posted up. They'll look back towards mid now. There's a judge waiting here from last.
Yeah, kind of hard to patrol this space with just the judge, though. You kind of wait for the attackers to come into you. That is, unless Crew brings some reinforcements into vents.
It's a double judge setup, 1 on each side.
Either way you head, you're not going to be having a good time if you're 100 Thieves.
This is what Crew did to make one Mata's life incredibly miserable.
Oh, I remember
when he played
that.
against them on this map.
I remember that. So 100 Thieves, they're going to steer clear of mid. Come back
a good idea, I think.
Yeah, come to Sawdock this time. Flash fully catches him, but the Thorns are always there to give a safe path out.
It's really slow from 100 Thieves. 40 seconds left. They're going to re-exec into B.
The thing is, the players that would rotate first have judges from Crew, so Sawdock is really isolated here. A little boost-up play, quick into the site for Timotino. That's 100 Thieves' full control. Crew are going to find out some way to retake with 2 judges.
How do they do it? There's a gun down close CT, but you have to scale up to even get that. He's trying. Okay.
Les goes for it and is punished on the other side.
Yeah,
Timotino
maybe a little bold.
Just stares straight down the middle of the fast lane. So the save call comes in. Crew, head on out.
And that's some conceding 10 really early in this round. Good on 100 Thieves too. Even if they didn't know quite what it was, recognize the threat in mid.
Yeah, and not only do 100 Thieves win this round, but they keep 5 guns afloat.
Yep.
They keep 5 armors intact, 3 heavy, 2 light.
And they didn't have to use either of the ultimates that they brought into this round.
This is about as good as you can ask for in terms of building a foundation for a half. See how these engagements go at the end. Again, Cryo not taking any damage there. It's a big win. Silence backed into the corner. Does get some chip onto Cryo, but that's now both guns out of the picture.
So 10-6 now. Crew looking at what is going to be a really rough buy going into this round. And I enjoyed the way that 100 Thieves are playing this. They're putting early resources into getting it embedded on Extremity, and then they're still taking the time to go back the other way, figure out where the heavy side of the map is, and bait out those thorns. I think that's the crucial part, right? They feign that hit into B and then re-hit once all the util was gone.
Now Crew's econ has been completely broken. Early showstopper, boosting up on the wall for the better angle. Quick into the site is Timotino. Nobody home for now. These rounds always a danger. Think about how many thrifty rounds Crew have been able to win today.
But a 5-on-5 retake without rifles, that is brutal.
Even have that high line for Cryo to play from afar in main. This fight in is traded evenly for now. Bang spot, though, is devastating. Full control out from heaven. Crew pushed back into screens.
And that's bingo CT, dogs all 3.
Stunned to deny Bang for now, but that's not going to stop Asna and Cryo from swinging in and bringing 100 Thieves to 11.
Really clean anti-eco from them. I think they've shown such creative stuff around the stage here. I mean, it didn't end up mattering because no one was on site, but it is significantly deeper that you get with the double satchel when you're going off this wall. And it also gives you a really unexpected angle to swing up towards heaven.
It's nerdy, it's fun, and it's looking beautiful for 100 Thieves. And this series has felt weird, right? Because the first map was such a blowout.
Yeah.
Into the close map to the Crew when you don't really know how real it is. But now 100 Thieves have strung together 8 of the last 9 rounds. They are on pace for this major upset versus an undefeated Crew. Only 2 more rounds necessary for them to really stay in this playoffs race.
Sawdock is so often alone here on B. It's Timo on his own as well, walking his way up towards a ramp.
The tools at Crew's disposal this round, the Nightfall for MW.
Scout destroyed.
A little bit more reserved in how they want to control the mid space. Quick to fall out from vents is their duelist, and now the fight onto the site. Shots exchanged both ways.
That means the left side of the map is so weak at this point.
Yeah, mid as well, completely opened up. You have Les that's getting pulled between controlling B Heaven and helping out his teammate on the site.
Vora has Seekers. It's the best position to use them from.
Yeah, you drop it in mid, you know exactly where the stack is going to be.
Got your trail.
3 Seekers head towards B, though, and they're following them. As a matter of fact, wall back in Heaven as KRU try to plant both heels into this site. They must win this round. They cannot afford to be pushed away. Dante locks it down for now. More must be asked of the young duelist, but it won't be found. The Nightfall comes in. MW controls Heaven as a resurrect on the site. With 10 seconds left, how can the site actually be taken from 100 Thieves? Is there time to even plant the spike? I think just a hair. And that could just be it. 100 Thieves move up to 12. A brilliant round from Vora.
It couldn't have come more down to the last second there. But a 3K from Vora nets the round. I feel like KRU are conceding so much of the map here. You saw the beginning of this round. B main, A main, both taken by 100 Thieves. They put a little pressure, and then with very little utility, they're able to just contact into mid, pop Seekers, and with the excellent information that provided, their B split looks so good here.
Yes, 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 yes!
Woo! 100 Thieves, they can taste it now. One more round. That is all that's being asked of them. To bounce back after the tough loss last week. And to take down this KRU lineup, who has looked untouchable all stage. Remember, they had not even lost a map before Bind today. And they're not out of it just yet with Sadak finding the first pick.
There's nothing more Sadak than being down and out, behind the judge, and finding something for his team.
A site on the menu for 100 Thieves. No Sky to play with anymore. And that means a calmer approach. The duos working their way forwards as KRU set up a crossfire. Judge flush with the wall. Dante a little bit deeper. As the wall comes in, that looks to isolate Dante, and 100 Thieves light up for 2. Now it's just Silence and MW stuck on the site. Sadak has an ultimate to reposition if he so pleases. Down to 30 seconds left. 100 Thieves do not have much wiggle room now. The exec will come in. Bang for the ultimate into the plant. He's sticking it with the spike. 20 seconds left. Silence strikes first. That spike is protected for a moment. Bang fights his way through. Sadak has a judge, and that is it.
10 seconds left.
Trying to hunt down this Viper through the pit. The perfect record at stake for KRU's leader. As the gas falls, Sadak realizes they've teamed up. He's gonna have to do it all in a 1-on-2. Sadak, a beast in so many situations, nearly turns it around, but 100 Thieves have managed the impossible. KRU have fallen to 100 Thieves in week 4 of VCT.
That perfect record disappears at the hands of a team who's coming off of a brutal loss last